know Steven did the same topic as me, but in my opinion, mine's so much better. Sorry, Steven. And my topic is whether video games are good or bad for kids. I believe video games are good for many reasons. Now, before I start this video, I want to ask you guys, do you want to look like this in your future? Or like this? Yeah, you might want to pick the first one. The difference between these two is that the first one plays video games. I say that video games are not bad for kids because they could help in many things from hand-eye coordination, they could learn about history, their brain development would work if you play video games, and you actually have a normal social life if you didn't play video games. And I know people say that video games are supposed to rot your brain, or they don't help with brain development, or keep you away from your social life, or they say that video games are too violent, but not all video games are violent. There are puzzle games, there are racing games, sports, there's all kind of games, platform. They don't have to be violent. I know the most popular games right now are violent, for example, Call of Duty, Left 4 Dead. All these games are violent, but there's also games that are not violent, like the ones that I just said. Hand-eye coordination. It's good because they have to learn the position of the character, and they have to follow the character. And it coordinates the brain interpretation and reaction with the movement with their hands, with the joystick. So they have to learn what each button does and how to use each button. And if you mix a combination of those buttons, you get to move the character and interact with things to solve problems. You can learn. Video games actually could help your brain development in many ways. For example, studies say that kids who play video games are better at problem solving, and I got a few clips that will help describe it. If you did play video games, it will go a little bit like this. If you didn't play video games, this will happen to you. Actually make exercise fun. For example, they have the Kinect for the Xbox 360. They have the PlayStation 3 Move, I believe it's called. And they have the Nintendo Wii, which involves body movement, and the machine sensors your body, and you play using the sensor. And these type of video games are actually used for rehab. Have problems with your movement, they may have you play the Kinect or the Nintendo Wii, and it helps you work your body to a certain point where you're going to start being able to use parts of your body. And there's this thing called the Wii Fit. What the Wii Fit is, it's a little pad you put on the ground, and you stand on it, and it tells you your weight, if you're overweight, if you're underweight, if you're fit. And what you do is you have different kind of games that you'll play over and over for like weeks, and then eventually it tells you if you lost weight, if you gained weight, and tells you how much you worked. There's this game that you have to do yoga, and it teaches you different techniques of doing yoga, and they teach you everything you need to know about yoga, and it helps your balance Another reason why kids should play video games is it's good for their social life. I know some people say that video games make kids stay inside, not talk to anybody, don't have any social lives, don't hang out with friends, but it's the opposite. With video games, kids could actually socialize through online. For example, in Xbox 360, you could have a Xbox Live. PS3, you could have what's called a network, which is exactly like Xbox Live. You add friends, you chat with them, you play games with them. You guys could video chat sometimes and stuff. So it's exactly like real life, kind of easier actually. You could have friends come over your house and play together, and if you're having sibling problems with your brother or sister, like this video. This wouldn't happen if you play video games. If you play video games, it'll look a little bit more like this. There's also video games that teaches kids about history. For example, Call of Duty games teaches the players about the different kind of wars that America's been through. For example, World War I, World War II, Vietnam War, and even things that could happen in the future. For example, Modern Warfare 3 talks about what could happen for World War III, who will be involved, like the Russians, the Germans, us, the Africans. It's a whole bunch of different games called Total War games. Total War games basically games that you create an army, medieval army, for example, it could be the Romans or different kind of faction back in ancient Rome, and they teach you about their history and the different kind of wars they've been through and who took over what and stuff. Actually, the Total War games has been used by National Geographic and the History Channel in describing some of the battles. Next time you're playing video games and someone tells you, like your mom tells you, oh, it rots your brain, or it's not good for you, or it's too violent, let's tell her about the words that I just said, and you'll convince her to let you play video games.